Hey everybody, welcome back. It is, I think, week 10. Having a hard time with numbers this morning, but we are almost done, really. You've got one more paper to write and you've got a presentation to do. And other than that, we're almost done. We are, I did get finally, sorry it took me so long. I tell you, week before last was just crazy. Um, Please, if you have not already done so, check out the feedback that I left for you on your research paper number 1. Most of the feedback was designed to help you improve on research paper number 2. So there should be some areas for improvement. You also want to take a look at the rubric because that's really where you can see where you need to target. So if you were scoring in the highest or second highest categories, then you're doing that stuff pretty well. But if you scored in the lower categories, then that's an area that you really need to pay special attention to. For most people, the main issues were with fully documenting your sources, which is not unusual. I know that's tough, but feel free to reach out for some extra help with that, either from me or if you need help when I'm working at my regular job. You can also utilize the librarians and the Learning Center for some additional help with that. And you can do it without setting foot on campus, although you, of course, can also go and see them in person. But do take some extra time to review that. And if you have any questions about your feedback or why you scored a certain way on a particular category, please do send me a message in inbox. I'm happy to go over it with you in a little bit more detail because I did grade them very quickly since I was running a little bit behind. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on next. And this week in particular, let me see, where are we? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm thinking and talking at the same time, which of course, can be a dangerous thing. So anyway, let's take a look first at the syllabus just to reorient ourselves in terms of where we are date-wise. Oh, this thing was not working for me last time either. Let's see if it works. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know why it's doing that lately, but anyway, so we scroll down to the calendar. There we are. So we are currently in the 5th module, right in the middle of it. So you're still looking at your readings from the civil rights era, and you're going to submit your presentation this week. Your research paper, your next research paper, is due in 2 weeks. So you may want to start thinking about that now so that you have some time to get some extra help with it if you want. And then we are essentially done. So this week you've got the presentation due. Next week, you've got the reading and activity response for the civil rights era readings. Okay. That's what I thought. I just want to make sure that I am oriented myself. All right, so let's go to the actual modules and let me turn on student view so it looks right. All right, there we go. All right, so we are in, as I mentioned, the civil rights era, presentation era. So we're going to look at the readings and resources. I want to go over the presentation with you because I don't think I did that last time and I probably should have. But I think most of you you're in 2000 level classes, so most of you have done presentations before. You have a lot of freedom in this presentation in terms of choosing the visual art or music that you want to cover, but the work or work should be representative of one of the periods in African American humanities we are covering. So the artist or artists should be African American, obviously. The United States is preferred. You could use someone of Caribbean origin. They are often considered African American as well. Not British, not somewhere else. Okay. But you're going to use either art or music. And in addition to at least one primary source, which would be one song or one piece of art, At least 3 academically sound secondary sources will also be utilized. So things that you get from the library. My brain just lost that word. You're going to submit your PowerPoint and a link to your video. Now, if you want to record the video in PowerPoint, you can, but it does need to be a video. It cannot just be a voiceover. If you do want to present live via Zoom, you should email me, inbox me, but it's going to be hard for us to come up with a time, but we could if we need to. If you don't want to post your video on YouTube, then you can submit an MP4 through Canvas, but it takes a while. So just be aware that you have to be patient with it. You are more than welcome to leave your video and YouTube unlisted. As long as I have the link, I will still be able to see it. You just can't set it as private because otherwise I will not be able to see it. So you'll have a PowerPoint. Your research, of course, should be cited, and that does include the visuals. In fact, sometimes the visuals are more important in a PowerPoint to be cited. 5 to 10 minutes for the delivery. And you can play a whole song. If you're talking about music, you could play a whole song, but that does not count towards your time. So you can't just play me 2 songs and be done with your presentation. So I don't really have a minimum slide count. You do need a title slide and a works cited slide, and then you could have as many slides in between as you want. I do still think YouTube is the best way to give me a presentation. And it's also easier for you if someone else videos you doing the presentation. Sometimes that's just not possible. So you can do the video within PowerPoint or Canvas, but having someone record you actually being presenter is preferred. But I know that sometimes we just don't have access to humans. So for the presentation rubric, of course, you've got the 3 categories. It is a pretty big grade, but it's one that you should have some fun with because it's about music or art. Obviously, if it's about art, you would definitely want to show the art itself on the slides. With music, like I said, you don't have to show the whole thing. I wouldn't show the whole thing, but you could talk about lyrics. You could talk about the artist. You could put the lyrics up on the slide and go over the meanings. You can really do it however you want, but it will focus on either art or music. So if you have any questions about it this week, let me know. If you need a little extra time, let me know. I don't want to automatically tell everybody, oh, you've got another week, because that's a little, the semester is going to be over before we think about it. But if you do need some extra time and you've really been working on it, but you need extra time, then shoot me an inbox and let me know. All right. So that's your only thing that's due this week. Next week, of course, you'll have your readings, the reading journal like you always do for the unit. And then the week after that, like I said, is the next paper. So you can be thinking about that. By the way, you are welcome to write your next research paper on the same art or music that you have used for this, if it's something that we had assigned. Okay. So you can have that information do double duty for you. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great week. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am here. Take care, everybody.